What's up, y'all? Today, we are going to be ranking every NBA team's regular season. Just yesterday, the NBA regular season officially ended, so we've got to grade all these teams, and I guarantee you're not going to agree with all my placements. Starting off strong here, the Brooklyn Nets. Not a lot to say here. You didn't draft well. You didn't play well. You got Michael Porter Jr. Let's be agreeable here. You got Michael Porter Jr., who played very well and was starting to get like all-star, all-NBA type conversations in the beginning of the season, then kind of fell off through the rest of the season. Whatever. That was a good pickup. But outside of that, this is pretty bad. I think we can confidently. We don't even need to say it. Moving on, far more fun, the Hornets. Holy. Only outdone by the Clippers in terms of mid-season turnarounds. The Hornets started off the season really bad. They were bad. But then one day just decided to become legitimately the best offense of all time. Literally. They are sitting at, hold up, I've got the wins over here. They made the play-in and stuck around and got 44 wins at the end of it all. After sucking the first half. Look, they drafted Colin Knippel, who is my vote for Rookie of the Year. And that trio of LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, and Colin Knippel, oh my goodness, the shooting is out of this world. That's kind of why Colin Knippel was the first rookie ever to lead the league in three-pointers, and him and Melo became the second duo to both from the same team to both lead the league or be first and second in leading the league in threes. Only other duo to do that was Clay and Steph. That's pretty good company. They are dangerous. They can drop 150 on your head whenever, wherever. Where to put them, though? I want to say they're not a perfect team, but in terms of, and y'all, we're not ranking who's the best team in the league. We're ranking how these seasons went for these teams. And I think we can't, although they were so great at the end, we can't discount the start. I think they'll be a high B tier team. We'll see. It might change. I'll go back through it. But right now, a high B tier team. Now moving on to the Bulls. Y'all might not know this. I live in Chicago. I'm somewhat of a Bulls fan. I'm not a fan of this season. They started, let's talk about how they started. They were like the longest undefeated team in the league. I think they went 8-0 to start. So unlike them. Everyone knew it. They were like, that's an imposter. They shouldn't be like that. And they shouldn't have. They ended the rest of the season. What did they finish at? Let's find it. Yeah, they finished with 31 wins. Nothing impressive there. Josh Giddey can get triple doubles. That's good. Matas Buzelis is pretty good. He's actually had a very good sophomore season. Besides that, it's not looking good. Now, here, they're going F tier. I'm going to just be real with you. They're going F tier. I think they go above the Nets, though. They showed a lot more promise than the Nets. Moving on, the Cavs. Cavs are interesting. I'm a huge Donovan Mitchell fan, and he had a great season. He is averaging like 27 points per game, played a lot of games. Also, they're all orange, like the land jerseys. Oh my goodness. I'm copping one immediately once I get the money. They're beautiful. They also did make the huge James Harden trade. They've got Harden now, trade away Darius Garland, which I think is the right move for them. They want to compete. We'll see how that pans out in the playoffs, because we know James Harden isn't necessarily the best playoff performer, but they definitely got more competitive. Evan Mobley is still hovering around 18-8, sadly. But yeah, they are competitive right now. They finished 4th in the East, 52 wins, very respectable. Definitely a turnaround after the first half of the season. Got back in it, definitely competitive. I can say this is probably, but we got to remember where we're coming from last year. Remember, they were first seed in the East last year in a race against, right? They finished the first seed, I'm pretty sure, last year in the East in a race against OKC for like the best record. They went on the crazy long undefeated streak. Definitely not that season. I think for that reason, I'll put them B tier. I don't think it was as impressive as the Hornets, though. I don't. I think they were underwhelming. Now we get to someone who wasn't underwhelming at all. The Detroit Pistons. Where do I begin? Cade Cunningham. What a star that man is. These last 3 years, you went from that heartbreaking press conference he had. He said, I know we're bad. We're not this bad, though. Last season, definitely an improvement. This season, leading the East. 60 wins. Hella competitive. Jalen Duren took the next step, and with Cade out, was still holding up his end of the bargain, scoring, creating his own shots, is a beast. Also, mogs basically everyone else in the league, ripped up, and I love Jalen Duren, as you can probably tell. And what a pickup Dennis Jenkins was. Great season from them, great progression. I'm scared to face them in the playoffs if I'm any other team. And Cade had his lung collapsed, but is back now. So we're healthy. We're good. Yeah, that's an immediate S tier. There's no talk about it. Amazing season from them. That's what you want out of a season. Now, OKC. Now, like I said towards the beginning of this video, we are not ranking how good these teams are. Because if we were, they're right here. OKC is the best team in the league. We all know this. But in reality, they're A tier. Now look, the Oklahoma City Thunder had an amazing season. Shea is probably going to win MVP. That would be my vote. Go back to back. He's phenomenal. They persevered through a ton of injuries. You remember, Chet got injured. Hartenstein got injured. Caruso got injured. Dub got injured. Everyone got injured. And Shea still played through it and was still keeping them competitive. There's not much to say. They're kind of just beasts. What'd they finish with? 64 wins? Yeah, not much else to say. The only reason they're not S tier, though, is because if you travel back a few months, fast forward or rewind back to December, we were talking about them breaking the Warriors 73-9 record. They did good. They had a really good season. They didn't do 73-9 good, though. But hey, they also landed Jared McCain for nothing. So that definitely counts for something. They are a strong A tier, undoubtedly. Dallas. See, Dallas is hard. I'll tell you one thing. They got off of Anthony Davis. Thank goodness. It was a failure on their part. The goal was to pair Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis and Kyrie together. Obviously, Kyrie was hurt all year and is still hurt right now. Anthony Davis looked really good when he did play with Cooper Flagg, but didn't play much and ultimately went to Washington for... Dallas didn't really get much for him. Cooper Flagg, on the other hand, they did draft Cooper Flagg number 1 overall, and he has the most points in a game by a teenager ever, has multiple 40-point games, is in the argument for Rookie of the Year, looks like he's going to be the next star of the league. All these things really going for him because he's incredibly good. I'm on the hype train now. I love him. He's not my Rookie of the Year, personally. I'm a con guy. But that's what they have going for him. The future is so bright. And when they get Kyrie back, I've heard Kyrie's kind of in a mentor role for Cooper Flagg, whatever his name is. And yeah, the future's bright. I don't know how the Clay 11 a.m. eggs debacle, let's say, or situation factors into their ranking. I think I'm going to leave it to the side right now. Y'all can decide how that should affect the rankings. But for this, I think they had a bad season. I think Cooper Flagg bumps it up to a C. We'll revisit it later. I think you just got to say C because you got Cooper Flagg. You know you're set. Next team up, the Denver Nuggets. Another great team. Actually, I'll tell you right now, we're going to slide them right behind OKC. because they had basically the same season. Their star, Nikola Jokic, is arguably the MVP again. Not my vote, but he did just become the first player ever to lead the league in assists per game and rebounds per game for a season. That's wild. He's averaging a triple-double, like a 28-point triple-double at that. And the Nuggets finished with, what was it? Hold up. I've got it over here somewhere. 54 wins. Like, they are a competitive team. And like OKC, they dealt with a ton of injuries. Jokic dealt with his injuries, small, but was out for time. Aaron Gordon was the big one, though, who dealt with injuries, and Christian Braun. Those are two big guys. But one of the things that allowed Jamal Murray got some solo play and a little more, like, responsibility, and he's probably going to get his first All-NBA honors. He played phenomenally this season. He was amazing. When they're fully healthy, which they are now, they can compete with anyone. Like, that's the bottom line. They are a dangerous team in the West. They can win the title no matter what. Similar to OKC, though, they're kind of just trending where they have been for the last 2 years. Like, we know what they're doing. They're good. They're going to be good. A team we don't know is going to be good, the Warriors. Where do I begin? Jimmy Butler tragically goes out with the injury and is out for the rest of the season. You get Porzingis, and for the first half of his tenure there, it seems like this mystery illness, which people don't really know what to call it, is still plaguing him. Steve Kerr even says, like, dude, I don't know what this is, because no one knows what it is. He finally started playing and looks pretty good, so I'll give that to him. But Steph has basically missed a third of the season, missed like 26 straight games, won't make All-NBA or get honors. Really a disappointing season because you're going to the end of these players' like careers. Steph needs to compete at every level. So next season, if you have Jimmy healthy and Porzingis healthy and Steph healthy, that's kind of your window there. So pretty disappointing season for them based on the timeline they've got. But plus, I know Steve Kerr is happy about this. No more Jonathan Kuminga. Oh, and how could I forget? Pods finally scored 30. Biggest news of the entire season, by the way. For that reason, I'm going D tier. Okay, the Rockets. This is a fun one. I'm a huge Kevin Durant fan. I feel like I'm saying I'm a fan of a lot of people. It's because I watch a lot of NBA. They played a really good season. Now, they played a good season. Let me adjust. Ups and downs. Automatically, the off-rip injury to Fred VanVleet is awful. And then you get the injury to Steven Adams, who are both out for the entire season, basically. That makes all year we're basically watching 5 forwards play basketball, which was entertaining, I'll tell you that. It's not the most effective basketball. There were periods, if y'all remember opening night, they went to double overtime with OKC, and we were like, oh, this is the team. They're rolling. They're not quite at that level. They had their ups and downs. They were really good at the start of the season. Then things start to break down a little, especially around Kevin Durant's burner getting leaked and, calling all sorts of people names, bashing Şengün, talking about Tari Eason, all this stuff. But then they went on like an 8-game winning streak towards the end of the season, ended the season really strong. They've got Amen just had 41 with no jump shot, whatever, straight inside buckets as a forward. He looks great. I've never been a Şengün guy. He's good, though. He's still really good. They're competitive, but you can't deny the fact that they'd be so much better without the injuries. What'd they end up at? They're the 5th seed, 52 wins. Now, I will say, must-see playoff matchups, Lakers-Rockets is going to be so good. But I think for that reason, I'm leaning B tier. I think factoring in preseason expectations, I think I'm putting them above the Cavaliers, below the Hornets. The Hornets were just so surprising, and I love them. Now Indiana. Dude, it's so sad seeing the news come out. You see Tyrese Halliburton going on air talking about how shingles is making him gain weight. He's losing his eyebrows. He looks all bloated. Says the medications are making him feel terrible and not helping. Already he's dealing with an injury, trying to come back. It's sad looking at him. They knew, but here's the thing. We knew going into this season that this is an off season for them, basically. They are recovering. They went to the finals last season. Tyrese Halliburton gets hurt. You kind of know, all right, they're not going to do much this season. And they didn't. You're tanking. You're hoping for a good draft pick. Now, it is funny. When they played like OKC and they played New York, Siakam and those dudes turned up hard to show them like, nah, we still do this. But it's just, they weren't trying. They were trying for like 4 games out of the entire season. For that reason, they might be our best F-tier team of the video, I think. We'll leave them there. Now, Clippers. I already talked about them. What a middle of the season turnaround, change up, whatever you want to say. They started sucking. They sucked. Like, they were bottom of the West in those Pelicans-Grizzlies talks where you don't want to be. I know. You didn't want to be there. Then, Ty Lue comes out, I don't know when. You can probably pull the receipts on me. Everyone clowned him for saying, we plan or we expect to go 35-20 over the rest of the season. You can't just say that. You can't just say your sucking team, which seems like it's tanking with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, is just going to like start winning all of a sudden. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'd love to start winning as well. Tell me why he didn't. They just flipped a switch. It's like the Jordan interview. That just flipped a switch in me. They started going hard. They also got off James Harden, brought in Benedict Mathurin, brought in Darius Garland, who that new trio with Kawhi has been looking pretty competitive. And Kawhi had arguably his best season outside of 2019. And I'd argue his best statistical season of his career. He's playing great. He's going to get all NBA honors. He's looked unstoppable. Where they finish at? They just crept into the play-in, 42 wins. They're dangerous. I think they play the Warriors in round 1. That's not going to be good. For that reason, I think they're just a better version of what the Hornets did. What an impressive storyline. Obviously different teams. I'm just saying storyline. They turned it around like crazy, and Kawhi is so scary, bro. Wait, no. There we go. I got a little ahead of myself. Atlanta. What a move. I'll tell you their most impressive thing they did all season. They avoided the Anthony Davis trade rumors. Thank goodness. You don't want that man on your team. They created such a nasty team this season where they're the 5th seed right now. 6th seed behind Toronto. 46 wins. Jalen Johnson is the best triple-double getting forward we've seen since LeBron. He's phenomenal. He's going to get all NBA honors. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, probably going to be most improved player. Like, amazing. And they just worked so competitive all year. They got Jonathan Kuminga off the Warriors, who, like, it's a game-by-game basis with him. But no one expected this. And guess what? Know who's the 3rd seed and who they're playing in the playoffs? The Knicks. It won't feel the same without Trae Young, but they've made it back. They're in the playoffs again. They got out of that, like, play-in purgatory. Not what I expected at all out of them. Extremely impressive. They still got to go below these other teams. But yeah, they deserve A tier. Now, LA. LA is a lot like the Rockets, actually. Very interesting. All the ups and downs. If you remember, we open. The season opens. LeBron starts like missing games at the start of the season. Luka and Austin Reeves do their thing. People start talking crazy. Should LeBron come off the bench? Should LeBron get traded away? Whoa now. Calm yourselves. Yes, they're popping off. But don't talk about my glorious king like that. Then he comes back and they start losing a little more and you're like, glorious king, what are you doing? You got to silence the haters. Then you go through this whole roller coaster of Luka and Austin Reeves and LeBron, scattered injuries, scattered babies in other countries, and child support issues and all this stuff. And it's looking like there might be holes in their team. They're looking not mature. They're looking like, oh, this can maybe be a competitive team next year, first round exit. Then I witnessed the best month of basketball I've ever seen, which was March Luka. That was insane. He just played out of his mind, and I was like, oh wait, These dudes can win it all. Then you get hit with the injury news. Luka out. Austin Reeves out. Both of those dudes, I forget the exact injuries they had. It was like 4 to 6 weeks for both of them. Austin Reeves does not look like he's going to be able to make it back in time for playoffs. Luka is now seeking like experimental European health interventions to try and come back. I applaud that. But really, you just wonder what could have been. If none of them get hurt, this could have been a really awesome team going into the playoffs. Now, I also do want to say, Luka had an amazing year. He should, if he wins his petition, he should win All-NBA first team. Like, he's amazing. Team as a whole, yeah, you had high expectations. They still finish, hold up. What'd they finish with? They still finished with 53 wins, playing the Rockets in the first round. What a great matchup. They performed better than the Rockets, I think, relative to expectations. I think with Luka's performance, they're bottom of A tier. Yeah. They're really good. Now on to the Grizzlies. We can just chuck them in F tier. You get like no games played out of Ty Jerome, Ja Morant, or anyone else that like really matters. Also, I completely forget. Jaren Jackson Jr. went to the Jazz. That's crazy. I almost forgot because it's such a non-factor. But yeah, their season sucked. They're at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, like, I guess looking forward to draft picks, but yeah, I'll put them better than the Nets. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. Now the Heat. I saw a good tweet about this. Somehow it feels like they both under and overperformed this season. It's a crazy phenomenon. Like, they started the season extremely well, and then, like, kind of fell off, and then just returned to, like, the mid state that they're normally in. Like, let me guess. Where are they at? Yeah, they're in the play-in again, like always. Bam did score 83. Tyler Herro came back. Looks really good. It's just mid, though. I mean, I'll put them above the Mavericks because they're actually, like, competing. Milwaukee. Dude, very end. Like, you're going to lose Giannis. You trade away Dame, and nothing came of it. You had a sucky season, just filled with all sorts of randomness and drama. Okay, actually, they'll go a little above Ryan Rollins. He was a most improved player candidate for a while, still is. Played a very good season. Doc Rivers is out now. Yeah, they're going bottom of F tier, middle of F tier. The Timberwolves. Now, this is going to upset a lot of people. They're going in B tier, somewhere in B tier. I haven't completely decided. It's just like they're a good team. It's just like they're not amazing as they have been like the last 1 to 2 years. Like, I don't fear the Timberwolves. I fear Anthony Edwards, and they can do some damage. Like, dude, those guys are legit. Randall, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, they're a good team. I don't feel the pressure. They're sitting at 49 wins. The 6th seed, going to face off against Denver. That'll also be a really good first-round matchup. I'm not fearing it. I'll go... I mean, they're B tier. They're good. They did better than the Rockets. Yeah, that's where I'm willing to put them. Now, this is what we've all been waiting for. I think that's the number one spot. I think we can close the book right there. The Spurs had the best season. Last season, they won 34 games. This season, they are second in the West with 62 games. Wemby has solidified himself as a top 4, top 5 player in the league. Amazing. Just led the league in blocks per game. The entire team was firing on all cylinders. They consistently won big matchups, especially against OKC. Love that. Uber competitive attitude out of those guys. They were the NBA Cup runner-ups. Yeah, they've got De'Aaron Fox, who's been phenomenal. And also, I mean, they had the second overall pick, so it wasn't a hard pick, but great draft pick with Dylan Harper. He's been great in the times he has played. Yeah, they're terrific. They're a team to beat. Some people have them as the finals favorites. I think they need a little more experience for that. But you heard Lonzo the other day, or maybe you didn't because I actually missed it in the elsewheres because I'm recording this. Lonzo said Wemby has a chance to go down as the GOAT if he stays healthy, and I fully agree. Now, this is the part I've been dreading. Next up is the New Orleans Pelicans. If you can see, I'm actually wearing a Zero Fears jersey right now. Love this jersey. Love Jeremiah Fears. This was a really bad season. We don't have our draft picks. We're not in the play-in. We're not in the playoffs. We were actually pretty bad. I'll give you the bright side. As a die-hard Pelican fan, we drafted well. Derek Queen, baby Jokic type genes. He can be something. Jeremiah Fears averaged like 37 points per game in the final week of the season. Phenomenal guard. Zion stayed healthy most of the season. That was nice. Didn't really do much. And we did let go of Jose Alvarado, sent him to the Knicks, to a better place. His hometown. So, happy for him. Oh, Knicks are next. It was a really bad season, though. Honestly, with the draft pick stuff, we should probably be last, but there's this little thing called bias. I'm putting us right above the Bucks. We don't have I was going to say we don't have a coaching scandal. We did get rid of our coach and got a new interim coach. Don't even know if he's going to be our permanent coach. But I love our draft picks that we actually did take. Love it. Now, New York. The discourse around New York is crazy. Outside of their little, mid-season awful string of losses, they've been consistently a top 7 offense and defense in the league. They are the reigning NBA Cup champions, and they won it over the Spurs, who I just said were one of the best teams in the league. They're extremely good. They are sitting 3rd in the East, 53 wins. Phenomenal. Right where you want to be. And the only thing is, you weren't really wowed by Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns this year. Now, we know what they can do. I know what they're going to do in the playoffs, or I think I know what they're going to do. They're good players. It's just nothing I haven't seen before. I'm going to give them A tier, probably right above Atlanta. I think people are honestly short selling them. They're a very good team. It's just that middle of the season run of losses really messed them up, especially in public opinion. Now, I said earlier that the Spurs were undoubtedly the number 1 spot on this list. I might have lied, though. I've gone back and forth with myself over this so many times on who should take the number 1 spot in S tier. The Spurs or the Celtics. I've got arguments for both. You already heard the argument for the Spurs. Here's the argument for the Celtics. This was supposed to be an off year. This was supposed to be a tanking year. They weren't supposed to do anything. Tatum was supposed to be hurt all year. None of that is true. They are 2nd in the East with 56 wins. Jaylen Brown played at an all-NBA first-team level all year. Peyton Pritchard and Derek White were amazing. Their draft picks look pretty solid. Jason Tatum came back extremely fast. Impressively fast from his injury, and is back to averaging 27, 7, and 7 over his last 3 weeks of playing. They're going into the playoffs as the number 2 seed. Who will they be facing? One of the play-in teams that I'm not scared of from the East. Extremely impressive season from them, all around. I think the Spurs take it, but man, it's close. It's a 1A, 1B situation. Now, I've got lower expectations here. The Orlando Magic. I've got a friend who's a big Magic fan who's not too happy about this season. I mean, you know the discourse. You got Desmond Bane, and you're thinking, oh, we've got some shooting now. This should be our time to, lock in. Paolo's that guy. Franz is that guy. We should be competing. And they just weren't. It was an average record season at best. They're in the play-in with 45 wins because they kind of turned it around towards the end of the season, i.e. Paolo actually stopped shooting jumpers and locked in towards the end of the season. But yeah, you really wanted a step up from seasons prior, but this was just mid. It's the best C-tier team. I think they're the best. I mean, you also have to factor in they got some injuries in there, but yeah, nothing special. Now, Philly. That's an interesting one. It's hard to know where to place them because you start the season without Embiid. Tyrese Maxey looks like the MVP. He's averaging like 36 over the first 2 weeks. Amazing. Also, VJ Edgecombe scored 30 in his debut. He had his ups and downs, but undoubtedly a great draft pick by Philly. He's phenomenal. Embiid comes back periodically. When he does play, Embiid is extremely good. Extremely. He's that guy. One of the most efficient scorers we've ever seen. Then you get Paul George taking drugs and getting suspended for 25 games. Then he comes back, earns himself a new theme song, and is just popping off all of a sudden. Then you've got Joel Embiid with appendicitis heading into the play-in. They can't catch a break. The expectations were high. What's their record? 45-37. They should have made the playoffs. That's on them for not making it. I'll put them low B tier because I love Tyrese Maxey. He's a superstar, in my opinion. They drafted VJ. Amazing. Paul George came back reinvigorated. If Joel Embiid somehow is healthy enough to play in the playoffs, or if they get to a point where they can survive till Embiid comes back and he returns as Embiid, that's something. If not, looks like the season might be over. Now, Suns. Speaking of the Suns, I feel like I'm on the sun. My air conditioning is currently broken. It's 85 degrees in my room. That's why my hair's flat. That's why I'm red. I'm sweating over here, but we're going to get through this video. Very impressive season from the Suns. Dillon Brooks. Who would have thought that guy would, ascend into, a scoring leader of a team? I really like Dillon Brooks this year. His PR has been crazy. Great job out of him. Devin Booker has been playing well when he's around. Jalen Green, also, once returning, has been playing really well. They're all very good. Not much else to say. They're probably a top C tier? What's their record? They're the 7th seed, 45 wins. Yeah, they're good. They're competitive for sure. They can put up points. Nothing crazy, though. I'm not scared of them. C tier, move on. The Trailblazers. I hate Denny. Not for any political reasons. Dude just foul baits. They've got a lot of talented people on their team. With Denny, Shaden, Jeremy Grant, Tumani Kamara, what's the other dudes? Yang Hansen, whatever. All those dudes. They're a talented team who made it into the play-in with 42 wins. It's just, I'm not in love with them. I don't find them to be uber competitive. It's kind of whatever for me. Now, in terms of preseason expectations, they did good. It's better than I expected from them. So I'll go right above the Mavericks. But honestly, yeah, it's whatever. Kings, bad season. Maxime Renaud, not a bad pick though. Maxime is pretty good. And he got that dog in him. He's always trying to fight dudes, which I love. Good season out of him. But the rest of it's the Kings. I'll go. Obviously, they've got to go below the Pelicans. Is he better than? But also, okay, Precious had a good season as well. I'm putting them above the Bucks. Toronto, good season out of them as well. Scotty Barnes is that guy. We got a full season of Brandon Ingram, and he actually has played extremely well. Glad to see him repping again as a former Pelican. Very good off him. Who else? Those are the main two. Oh, RJ Barrett. Some of their other. Oh, what's the dude's name? The shooter. Oh. I can't remember his name. You know, the guy who was making all the threes. He's very good as well. Trust me, I know his name. I just can't think of it right now. They had a good season. Yeah. What's the record? Sorry, everything's about looking up records. 46 wins. Same as the Hawks. I'm not. Their Hawks are I like the Hawks way more than them. They can go B tier. They can go bottom of B. Like, good season out of them. Okay, the last two teams I can basically lump into the same tier. I know. I spoke prematurely. I was trying to give the Wizards the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you my argument. Both these teams played bad, but both of them are masters in tanking with loads of hidden talent. Utah all year was without their pickup Jaren Jackson Jr. They were without Walker Kessler, a amazing rim protecting big. They still have Lauri Markkanen. They have Bryce Sensabaugh, who was going crazy. Ace Bailey, who has shown flashes of that Kevin Durant-esque play style that we wanted out of him. Who else? Kyle Filipowski. They've got dudes who's like, oh, wait. With a good draft pick this year, y'all can kind of play. Y'all can put up points. Oh, also, like, Bez and Shibwe popping off in the final days of the season. Like, good for them. They're really good. Similar, Washington. Worst record in the league this year. Actually, know what? They're getting D tier because they got the worst record. When you've got a chance at a draft class this good with all those dudes, you're talking Boozer, you're talking DeBanza, you're talking Darren Peterson, you're talking Darius Acuff, you're talking all these dudes, you get props for being the worst team. Good for you. But also, Angel Reese's little brother, Julian Reese, that guy can hoop. Along with their other dudes, I can't remember their names because I'm not watching too many Wizards games, but they got dudes who can hoop. Yeah, not as much as the Jazz dudes can hoop. I like the Jazz guys. But yeah, they've got something going for them. I feel it. That's all the teams. Let's look back. I'm going to keep San Antonio over Boston. I like this S tier. I like this A tier. Kind of biased for the Hawks, but that's fine. B tier. Should Philly and Toronto go top of C? Honestly, I think so. I think we're going to switch Philly and Toronto to the top of C. I think these other teams are on a different level in terms of like how they played this season, considering expectations and all. I like this. Yes. Cooper Flag. Only Cooper Flag. Injuries, and draft picks and young stars. Competitive, but chose to tank. Yes. Matas, but bad. Draft picks, personal bias, but bad. Precious and Maxime, but bad. Ryan Rollins, but Giannis drama, coach drama, bad. Just bad. Michael Porter Jr., but just really bad. Yeah, I think that's it. What do y'all think of my tier list of all the NBA teams' regular seasons for the 2025-26 season? Let me know in the comments what I got wrong. And if you've made it to this point in the video, go ahead, drop a like, and subscribe, follow, whatever you're seeing this on. Yeah, we're going to be doing more of this.